Hello, everyone. Katie says hi. She came out of hiding again. She has a very exciting weekend that she had that she wants to tell you about very soon. It's involving things like running across the street and barking at nothing and eating poop. That's what she does. But it is Halloween, or October, which means Halloween. So I wanted to share with you guys my top 10 scariest movies of all time. And I don't mean like horror films. You're not going to hear Saw on this video because that's not a scary movie. It has its moments, but it's just gross. It's horror. Pan's Labyrinth would be on a good top 10 list for horror films, but it's not scary. So we're going to go for the top 10 scariest movies of all time. Now, you might disagree with me, and that's okay, because you would be wrong. That's okay. Katie, want to share anything? No, she just wants a french fry. So, before we begin, cheers. If you're not aerating your wine, I'm telling you, you're doing something horribly wrong. So, we're going to go in ascending order from least scary of the top 10 scariest films to most scary. Number 10 is 30 Days of Night with Josh Hartnett and other people. The vampires in the movie are the most visceral and least romantic, god-awful creatures I've ever seen portrayed as vampires. You will not go by windows, and thank you, because windows, I guess, they're never really safe spots, but they're just even scarier after watching that. Number 9 is 28 Days Later. Horrible zombie flick. I mean, these zombies are fast. They're fast. I mean, really, that's all you need, because in The Walking Dead, like, you can get away from them if you don't run into another group. Then you're fine. You don't have to worry. It's the ones from 28 Days Later that you can't outrun those bitches. They're scary. That is some gritty, raw, nasty shit. The number 8 most terrifying, scary movie of all time is The Conjuring. Now, this is a little bit on my mind because I did just see Annabelle, and it did sort of disrupt my sleep for a minute. But The Conjuring was actually unrelenting, and it might have been a mashup of every single solitary scary movie ever made. I don't really care. Number 7, of course, anybody of our day and age is going to say The Ring is of the top 10 scariest movies. Because the one thing that Poltergeist kind of did, but The Ring really capitalized on, was making you scared shitless of your fucking television. God damn it. I'm convinced that the US government switched to digital television just to avoid the salt and pepper on TVs because they were so scared of The Ring. Nobody wants that bitch coming out of their TV, and she needs some help. Get some Garnier Fructis for her or something. And number 6 is going to be a movie that probably most of you haven't seen. I think there was some oddball made-for-TV remake of it, which I refuse to watch, was Rosemary's Baby. Most horror films from that era I don't find too scary. It's the story of a woman who was raped by the devil and then is made to think that she's insane. And it's just fucked up. It's terrifying. It's creepy. It will make you hate the devil, neighbors, your husband, I don't know, all of the above. Number 5 has got to be It. Now, if you're going to say made for TV movies, that's going to be number 1, because most people don't realize it was made for TV. However, it deserves a solid number 5 on top 10 scariest movies of all time. Nobody likes clowns. I have one friend who's a freak, sorry, John, that likes clowns. Otherwise, clowns are terrifying. There's no question. And Tim Curry is so excellent of an actor that he will scare the shit out of you. And nobody wants to float, ever, anywhere, after watching that movie. Ever. I don't know if I believe that inhalers aren't just battery acid. So, thank you. It makes you question things. Number 4, Paranormal Activity. That can be maligned, by the snootier of people, but Paranormal Activity delivered on what Blair Witch Project promised. It was a movie that you didn't see shit, and it scared the crap out of you to the point where I barricade my door literally every night so it does not open or slam shut of its own accord. Number three is the reboot or remake of Evil Dead. I've seen the first one, and that was campy. And the reboot was really terrifying. There's a scene where a girl splits her tongue open on a box cutter, and it's got all of the terrifying elements of The Exorcist and the grossness of Saw, and it's everything you've ever hated about being in a forest and vines. Number two is a movie that maybe you haven't heard of. It came out the same year as Saw, was voted the scariest film of the year, but it's an English movie, so a lot of people missed it. Not to be highbrow and obnoxious, but it just so happens to be English. And it's called The Descent. And of the people who have seen it, I have not met a single person who doesn't say it was terrifying. The way that it was filmed, it's the story of this group of women who decide to go spelunking, and automatically you get to say a word like spelunking, so you're talking about a great movie. And then they run into something and shit gets weird fast. The first half of the movie is just claustrophobic as fuck. Once shit gets going, once it hits the fan, thank you, text messages. Once shit hits the fan, it does not let up until the end. And it is just awful. And it's almost too much to handle. You really honestly kind of need to take a break in the middle and breathe because it won't let up. It'll just rip at you. All right, Katie, we need a drink before discussing the very, very most scary film of all time. Tell them what you think about the French fry. She doesn't want wine. All right. The number one most terrifying scary movie of all time has been from the day it came out and will likely always be The Exorcist. I saw it when I was young and impressionable, but I will say, even to this day, the special effects might be a little dated. And if anybody knows Jesse, they know half of the movie because he quotes it obsessively, which is not okay. But the main character is so innocent and it's just so depraved and so scary. And it's largely set in one room and it plays on that claustrophobic feeling and this feeling of inability to escape from this awful horror and nothing that you can do, and you don't know why her, and you don't know when it's going to end, and you don't know how to get rid of it. It's really, I mean, it is without a doubt, undeniably the scariest film ever made. So kudos to the director. Go ahead and do some Googling because some really scary shit happened when that movie was made. So that's it. I did want to just give two quick honorable mentions. The original Omen is scary and fun story. My brother and sister used to call me Damien as a kid, so they thought I was the Antichrist. What was the other one? Well, anyway, there was another movie that deserved an honorable mention, but give me a little subscribe. Leave me a comment. I want to know, is there a top 10 scary, not horror, not gory, scary movie that I'm missing? Please let me know because now is the time. I would love to watch it. I love scary movies. Katie thinks that she just smelled food, so she's going to investigate that. Like I said, give me a subscribe, give me a little thumbs up, and you're going to see a little vlog from this little fluff ball very soon. Thank you. I remembered my second honorable mention, and that was Jeepers Creepers. It kind of turned into a tacky movie, but up until the point where the thing gets hit by the car. Sorry, spoiler alert. I don't know. Go fuck yourself. That movie's like 15 years old. It's creepy and it will stick with you. And that song, Jeepers Creepers, look at those peepers, or where'd you get them peepers that used to be sung to me a lot when I was a kid? You'll get nightmares. Absolute terrifying nightmares. Okay, thanks.